Yamako Aeho Malamalamai O Namaka Yamako Aloha Yamako Aeho Maika Imaiho Yamako Aeho Malamalamai O Namaka Yamako O Namaka Yamako Eke akua ola e holo he I kamako kune ako kuanai ako kuanai E aloha aku, e aloha mai, e aloha, e aloha, e aloha I ke akua. E ike aku, e ike mai, e ike, e ike. Ike akua E malama aku E malama mai E malama E malama E malama Ike akua E aloha E aloha E aloha I ke akua E ke akua E hola mai koe E ke akua E ho mai kai mai koe E ke akua E hola mai koe E aloha
Kumu, Keala. Keala Ching is both our speaker and our musician today. So if you just arrived, don't worry that you missed it all. He'll be sharing more music later on. And my name is Pasha, and I'm the facilitator today. And Kaimana is working on the soundboard. Thank you, Kaimana.
And it's a new board and new system. First time I've been on it, and I don't know why we're not getting good sound out. So we're going to swap a microphone.
So Stephen is helping.
Okay.
Testing. So we've been receiving so many wonderful gifts, and now we have to sort of assimilate our wonderful gifts and learn how to use them. Kumu, Keala donated practically a whole new sound system. So now our techie guys are doing the best they can to understand how it all works. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, LT Smooth. I know, they're working on it. So, that those of you here on the line can hear just fine, right? Okay. What else is new while we're waiting for this tech to be perfected? Look at the floor. Our new thought cleaner did a special job on the lanai floor, which hadn't had a thorough scrubbing for years. So, when we will be putting back the hollow mats, Kumu, you probably missed all the hollow mats, but this just happened, right? The lanai cleaning, so. So we're appreciating the clean floor today, and we'll get to the hollow mats spread back down by next week. Okay, the one that I was using before was somewhat working. Oh, ooh, magic. Okay, so maybe the problem was not the microphone, but something about the learning to use the new board. Okay. Aloha kakahiaka. We are so happy to have Kumu Keala with us this morning. He's a very busy person, and he and something else that looks unusual today, if you are a regular, you might have noticed, the bazaar, which took place yesterday, there was a lot left that didn't get sold. So it's still here. And if you weren't able to come Saturday and you're here today after service, you may just find that perfect Christmas gift for someone you love. And if you buy it here, you're also helping New Thought Center, because all the profits go to New Thought, even though most of the work has been done by Ramona, who's standing over there in the yellow dress. So do you think we can start? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I can put up with the reverb if other people can. So the first thing is the reading from Science of Mind magazine. I think I'm going to stand and put the mic in the holder for this. Oh, I see. Oh, thank you. Okay. So the publishers of Science of Mind magazine have done a clever thing. They're doing 2 issues in one, but you have to flip it over. So since it's now December instead of November, I'm flipping the magazine over. And December 3rd. So all over the country and the world, quite a few other people are focusing on this at this time. We're joining our consciousness with them. Answering the irresistible call. The wholeness and freedom we seek is our true nature, who we really are. That's a quote from Jack Kornfield. And this quote is from Ernest Holmes, who's more or less the founder of religious science and the first editor of this magazine. Universal wholeness is seeking expression through everything. We are calling it simply life. Life is the infinite energy coupled with the limitless creative imagination. It is the invisible essence and substance of every visible form. Its nature is goodness, truth, wisdom, and beauty, as well as energy and imagination. And the essay that goes with this is written by by a religious science minister named Dr. John Waterhouse. All people, no matter their conscious state, are being called to a greater sense of self-awareness. Some answer this call enthusiastically, while others resist it and continue to struggle with ideas of unfairness, victimization, and all forms of limitation. Those who embrace a world of danger and struggle get exactly what they seek. You know some of these folks, the half-empty crowd, the disgruntled, the ones who accept failure as the norm. Then there are those who genuinely live as though they were directing their outcomes by choosing to direct their lives. They have an entirely different set of experiences. Yes, they have challenges and disappointments, but they do not let those stop them from achieving success. When they fall, they get back up, undaunted by circumstance and resolved to continue their quest to achieve their dreams. Life calls us all to be participants, not spectators. Spiritual law will manifest whatever we envision, but we must choose wisely from infinite possibilities to create the life we have come into this world to experience. It is our responsibility to make conscious choices that affirm the outcomes we desire. Let's all answer the call and seek the best for ourselves and all who walk this path of awakening. There's an affirmation which we can do together. I'll read it one time and then a second time when you can join in. I accept the infinite blessings that fill my life with amazing possibilities. Again, I accept the infinite blessings that fill my life with amazing possibilities. Okay, now I'm going to I hope this doesn't cause feedback. I'm just going to go sit down and we can have a couple of minutes of quietness and then I'll ring the chimes to bring us back. Wasn't that nice quietness? So when we get quiet, we notice the sounds of nature all around us. So welcome to any of you that just arrived while we were having our few minutes of meditation, and welcome to the live stream audience. So I think now would be a good time for a song.
Aya iko na kai o ikanai aohelu elikeai me malihini mako yaohe ikona ike kono ke aloha no mako haina ia mai ana kapuana aohelua elikeai me oe
Hello. Oh, Stephen thought this microphone might be better. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Better? Okay. All right. Well, so I'm curious, is there anyone on the lanai this morning that it's your first visit to New Thought Center of Hawaii? Okay. Oh, wonderful. Okay. So would you feel comfortable to say your name and where you're from or how you found us?
My name is Parka, and I found you at meetups. And at first, I found the fruity vegetables.
Okay.
And I clicked on it.
Is it? Does your name start with the M?
No, Barca, B-A-R-K.
Barca. Okay. Welcome, Barca, and glad you found us. P. P.
boy
B as in boy. Okay, I'm P as in park. Okay, so we got your name down. Anyway, thank you, and thank you for being so patient since you've been here since 9 o'clock and made yourself helpful. And yes, okay. And then I saw a hand over. Yeah.
My name is Thalia. I live here. Been a student of Kumu, Keala in Olelo for a while.
Oh, thank you. Welcome, Thalia. Okay, and Auntie Tutu, have you been here before?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Well, glad to have you.
Is this the same place? Is it a different name? He says, no, it's the same place. Aloha, and I'm one of his, what would you call it, groupie? And the reason I'm here is we did something together. And the way he explained, just a different way of explaining, I just went, okay, Keala, please tell me where, I don't care where you are, who you're talking to. So he texted me, so last night I called him, just double checking, you're starting at 11:30. Auntie, no, I'm in Hawaii then. So anyway, yeah, it's really an honor, but yeah. And then a lady made a comment to me. She said, I hope the Hawaiian people will come. I'll tell you what made me feel comfortable. When I walked in and I saw in Hawaii that we tried to learn this very special song. Everybody thinks Hawaii probably is national anthem, and then I look and I go, oh, my country, no. And if our island people walking in, and our people are very good. Very good. And if you see our people actually, so I'm here again because of you. But you have to listen, not with ears and heart from the big island, wherever you come from, but with the island heart, the island attitude. There's a big difference when you listen. I always
Thank you, Auntie Tutu. I'm going to try to, well, what it is, Kalamai, we have these people. I would like to give, I'm going to give you
no,
this.
no, no. I don't need the mic. I got a big voice.
Well, there's people in Japan who don't hear you unless you use the mic.
Really? Okay. Grab my pull-overs. Because what you do is very rude. Okay? That was rude. And this is how I am. I'm sorry. I came to listen to you, my brother. But you know how I feel right this moment, yeah. So when you talk with them, making you make my apologies. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Mahalo. Thank you.
I'm sorry about that. Auntie Tutu came to hear Kumu Keala. She didn't realize that we have live stream audience and they weren't hearing her wonderful words. So I'm sorry I offended her. I was wanting to either give her the mic or paraphrase what she said. Um, would that have been better, Kumu? Oh dear. Okay, well,
And then she was also sharing about why do people really feel, and what she felt was being cut off.
mm.
Like it's very important. Like we think through like what we're trying to accomplish rather than being.
And right now, people aren't hearing you, Kai, either. Anyway, let's take a couple of minutes of silence and recenter and try to derive the lesson from just what just happened, me especially, but if I appreciate it if you can join with me in consciousness. Thank you. I think I would know better. Yeah, I've lived here most of my adult life and I still make a gaffe like that. Alicia? Yes, certainly. You can try. Yeah. So, just in case anyone else wasn't aware of it, the reason we have the microphones and the computer and everything is that we started doing live streams from necessity during the pandemic. And now we've realized that we have a lot of people who are not able to be here physically who appreciate that we continue to do it. We even have one member in Japan who gets up at 5 a.m. on Monday morning to join with us in consciousness, and they can't hear the things, or they can't hear well what the things that don't go through the mic and the soundboard. And for that reason, we're going to, I wanted to give a little bit extra honor to the people that were here for the first time, but we're going to pass the mic around, and everybody, if they wish to, can say their name and respond to a question which Kumu is going to ask. And please make your response fairly brief because we don't want to cut into the time of his talk. So Kumu, what's the question?
I'm trying to think what the question should be, but I think the whole situation is panning exactly where we're going to be talking today. Um, so my question or my thought would be, what's your purpose and what's your responsibility? So what's your purpose in life and what is your responsibility in life? Is that too hard?
I don't think very many people can do that in 3 words.
My purpose is to serve my people. My responsibility is to make sure that I'm able to serve. That's 1 minute, 30 seconds. Got it?
Well,
And if
how,
you don't know your purpose and you don't know your responsibility, then pass the mic.
or you
Got
know
it?
what? You could do one too. If one comes to you more easily than the other, perhaps
She's
that
getting
would
it.
be a way to keep
Do
it
one.
briefer. Your name and your whatever, don't think about it too much. Just whatever pops into your mind, purpose or responsibility,
Mm.
or it's okay to just pass. Okay. So, okay, my purpose is to keep learning. And I'm Pasha.
I'm Leah, and my purpose is to learn, stretch, and grow. And my responsibility is to be aware, kind, and loving.
I am Sandra. I'm from Africa and from Germany, and my purpose is to connect and to give children a loving home.
I'm Shayna. My purpose is to make this world a better place, and my responsibility is to take care of myself so that I can do that.
I'm Jeffrey. My purpose is to honor the Aina, and my goal is to honor the Aina.
I'm Anna. I'm still figuring out my purpose, but my responsibility today is to take care of the land that we shepherd and nurture as best we can.
I'm Patty. My purpose is to just to be here for my family, and my responsibility is to support my family.
My name is Lynn, and my purpose is to move ahead, and my responsibility is to not be afraid of miracles.
Aloha, everyone. My name's Allie. My purpose is to learn compassionate boundaries and joy and freedom. And my responsibility is to take care of myself, others, with loving kindness and boundaries.
Hello, it's Chris Baker. My purpose. I think my soul has an innate purpose that I don't know of yet. And so my purpose is to do the work to be able to know that. And I think my responsibility and my purpose are the same thing.
I'm Cindy, and my purpose and responsibility is to bring more light to the planet.
Apurva. My purpose is to open my heart, and my responsibility is to be kind.
Sound like me. Almost here. Hey, I'm Randy. Let's see, my purpose. I believe it's to keep sharing music and happiness every day. It just seems like that keeps coming my way. Responsibility is to wake up every day and know that I can do that. Wake up and go, okay, we got to actually do that, not wake up and go back to sleep. You know what I mean? And I do your thing. You know. Thank you.
Aloha, my name is Leslie, and my purpose is to share, and my responsibility is to keep sharing and with kindness.
My name is Stephen, and my purpose is to learn to see the light and share that with others. And my responsibility is to be responsible all the time to whatever's happening.
I'm Alison, and my purpose is to share aloha, what I've learned on the island, and to, whether in England or in where with whoever I meet.
Aloha, my name is Barca. My purpose is to leave each place I live a better place.
My name is Charlie, and my purpose and my responsibility is to serve other people.
I'm Terry. My purpose is to try and live with the Buddhist principles, especially compassion, gratitude, and loving kindness.
My name is Christina, and my purpose is to spread love, and my responsibility is to be vigilantly inclusive.
Good morning. My name is Ramona, and my purpose is to awaken always to serving my community, and I start in my own family. And I'm not so sure what the responsibility part is. I think the responsibility part has to do with learning wherever I am culturally what is pono, to be able to serve with heart. Mahalo.
Thank you, everyone. So we normally have the next part is the sharing of miracles and ordinaries. Tech people, if I bring this stand right in front of the, can we use this corded microphone if it's not in between the speakers? Well, I think this will, yeah. So can, could you check it on me before I invite anyone else to use it? Okay.
But it's not as good as the other microphone.
Okay, it's just that the live stream folks won't, if I pass it to people in the circle, live stream people will hear a disembodied voice. And just stand, just come stand and hold the hand mic.
Yeah.
Okay, we can try that. Okay.
And Tasha, right now there's a microphone in the online.
Okay, so the miracles and ordinaries section, it gives us an opportunity to notice, to focus on those special happenings in our lives that kind of make the light bulb come on, that give us insights, that make us feel happy and inspired. And so the floor is open for that kind of sharing. If you could stand about where I'm standing now, then our friends who are joining us in consciousness but aren't on the lanai will also be able to both see you and hear you. And I'm setting the microphone right here. Whoever feels moved to can come on up.
My name is Leah. I have had an incredible week, an incredibly rough week, an incredibly wonderful week. My own one and only son passed away last Saturday, and I was in deep grief. And my message to anybody who loses anybody to the other side, my awareness in the 1 week that has transpired is that I've been unpeeling my onion. And I've gone from grief to joy. And the joy is the freedom of the soul. It was his time to leave. I had 36 years with him. He was struggling and now he's at peace and healing. So I have gone full circle. And I just wanted to share that because it's quite an illumination to me, for me, about, it wasn't about me, it was about him. And so anybody that's experiencing grief and has lost somebody to the other side, I hate to make light of it, but none of us are getting out of here alive, right? So accept, be aware, be kind, do your grieving, but also go into joy for that soul because we all will go. We come, we go, we come, we go, and they're all lessons. And I'm very grateful for mine. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Stephen. I'll be brief. My 53-year-old son also had a mishap. He had what they call a small stroke a few days ago. And we're like, didn't know how bad it was or what's going on, really worried about that. So some of us prayed on that. And now he's fine. He's out. He's normal. And it wasn't that bad, but I guess any kind of stroke is kind of bad. But the silver lining is that, and he realizes it, is that it kind of brought his family all together. His semi-estranged from his brother and sister a little bit, and just to see how everybody came together to care and support him was, to me, is like I don't know if I'd call it a miracle, but it was definitely nice. And the other thing is, I've been working with LT Smooth that donated the system. Sorry about the problems. Still don't know really what's went wrong, but seems to be working great now. And he also donated this mic, which is working super well. And he's also invited the congregation here to meet at his house on the 17th of December at 1 o'clock for a free Christmas brunch. Don't bring anything. You just show up and they're going to do everything. And it's his place just below Halualoa. And there's a sign-up sheet over there on the table. And if you don't sign up, you don't come. And you're super welcome to sign up. Thank you.
Hello, I am Elisha Leolani, and I would just thank this moment for witnessing the miracle where all of us went inside ourselves to recognize that which we really are within ourselves. And we are called to that by this morning's situation. And so I think it's such a miracle that we're given the chance to come inside ourselves and ask ourselves how to listen to our heart and to the heart of others, and to tread very carefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you for your beautiful consciousness. So, could we have a little song, Kumu, and then I'll officially introduce you?
He ali, he ali, he ali ho mana o ia he ali. He aloha, he aloha, he aloha ho mana o ia he aloha, he mi. He mi, he mi ho mana o ia he mi, he ali, he ali. He ali ho mana o ia he ali, he ali.
Mahalo. I was going to check with you if you wanted to change anything about your intro, but
Yeah, just say Keala. That's it. This is Kumu Keala.
I'm going to say one other thing, just a gratitude thing. I'll skip the bio because
Thank you.
probably most of you that are here know something about Kumu Keala. But something that came to me was it was a really special moment when he was a real healer for us here at New Thought. It must have been 4 or 5 years ago, and it was around this time of year. I mean, I guess it was maybe in January, but it was either December or January. And we had just learned that, well, many of us had just learned that a dear friend and member of New Thought Center was in the hospital and on life support. And he was still on life support, but not really expected to recover. And Kumu was the speaker. And the first thing he invited was for when we did the passing the microphone thing, for each of us to say, well, what would we want to communicate to Brian right now? You know, he was still breathing with the aid of machines. And that was so healing to be able to have that opportunity to speak from our hearts to our friend who was soon to leave his body. So there were a lot of tears and deep feelings. And then the next thing he did was he invited us to do the hokey pokey. So with that, please help me welcome Kumu Keala. And I'm going to relocate until it's close to the time to finish, Kumu.
Mahalo. Ia hui no ke o la ku kila kila o hualalai kawahi ne kapu o hawa iloa. O hualalai ka mauna ki e o ko. He lei o pua I kei pā ulu maila o eka. E ka kama ka ni ka hui no I lei ia o hiwahine. E o mai lau ino hawa iloa e o lau ino hualalai kua nei ho malu ka palau ai puhau ka palilu au mauna loa kaulana mauna ka hewai I kai ma lino kai ma uki E ia hui no ku ana I pu o hau I uka hui no ia wahi ku o na kanakau no ia wahi leo ke ala e hea mai lau ino nā kupuna ka apuni ho ino mako o mako no Aloha, nani hualalai ka iu he lei o pua I lei ho I oia I ke kai mā lino, kai mā uki, pu o hau I uka o kanakau I ko mako hale ho o mana I ke akua. Aloha mai. O kumu ke ala Ching ko o I noa, no na nā kuli mai au, mai ka ino au. Aloha. Hi everyone. So I really appreciate this beautiful bio, which is very Western. I don't really like it, but in order for us to assimilate with our Westerners, we have to prove ourselves. So in the proof is on the paper, but to be able to chant to all my kupuna, that's where the gratification is. In the chant, it talks about this beautiful woman, Hualalai. She is the wife or the significant other of our very first navigator, Hawaiiloa. And Hawaiiloa comes upon these double hull canoes in search of new land. And he lands here and brings his beautiful wife, placed her up on this beautiful hill that is called Hualalai. Her beauty was so precious that he had caretakers to take care of her. And he went out to go and search for more land. And then he came back. And word got out that her beauty was seen throughout the village. So he placed her further up into the mountain so that no one would be able to see her beauty. Well, the end of the story either says that he kills her, which is part of our beautiful stories of people might say it's tragic, but it's a new life. Or there is genealogy of her having several hanauna or generations from the district of not Honoka'a up in the north side. So this is our beautiful woman. Her name is Hualalai. Her arm stretches out all the way to Anaiho Umalu, which is the bay just fronting Lava Java or Lava Lava or the Queen's Marketplace. And then south of that is Kapalawa, and this is the North District of Kona. We have a beautiful hill here in Kona. You can see it if you're just past Keauholehole, which is the airport. You look on the coastline of Kona. This is the only hill on Kona. If you view from all the way up to Anaiho'omalu, which is Queen's Marketplace, we have two hills. This one, which is Pu'ohau, and the other one is Pu'ili. So that's just before the Veterans Cemetery. So these are two hills that's on the ocean side. But we talked to Pu'ohau. Pu'ohau is Konawaina, the direct center, north and south. This whole south side was called Kapali Lua. Kapali is the cliff, Lua is two. So two cliffs could be possibly Hualalai and Mauna Loa. And then it goes all the way to the district of Kaula, which is famous mountain. And north of that is called Kahivai. So these are the south districts of Kona and the north district of Kona. So these are what we want on those papers. You know, the whole explaining who Kumu Keala is, that's what we want. Hawaiians want those kind of stuff. Going to school is great. Having a master's is fabulous. But life experiences, practices is more meaningful to us. I know I shared that in my classroom. I tell my students, why do they come to school? And they all say, we come to learn. And I tell them, you learn absolutely nothing. And they went, what? You learn nothing. And I said, I remember as a kindergarten teacher, I would always say, if you have nothing to write at this time, put your pencils down in front of you. And they're all playing with their pencils, and they're sixth grade, playing with their pencils. So then they realize, oh, we never learned nothing. I goes, yeah, you never learned nothing. So put your pencils down. So they put their pencils down. So I asked them, what do you come to school for? And they all just kind of look at me and goes, I'm not sure. And I said, well, when you come to Kumu's class, what do? Oh, we stand outside and we stand in lines, boys on one side, girls on one side. And if we're not sure, we stand in the middle. So every day you come to Kumu's class, what are you doing? Going and standing in line. What does that called? I goes, they said, practice Kumu. And I goes, yeah. And when you practice, you just do it automatically. And then when you practice so strong, you're automatically knowing what you need to do. I goes, but then, what is that? What practice are you doing at sixth grade? They look at me and goes, oh boy. And I tell them, don't be late to any interviews. Don't be late. You be on time. Because if you're on time, you don't have to chant. But if you're late, you're going to have to chant by yourself. And they said, okay. So every time you come to Kumu's class, what are you doing? Practicing Kumu. I goes, yes. Keep on practicing. Say, because every morning, I hope when you get up, what is the first thing you do? Because Kumu, I eat breakfast. You don't brush your teeth. Oh, sometimes. I said, okay, that's what practice is all about. When you get up, you should brush your teeth. Some of us don't even brush our teeth. And they all put their head down because they know they're not brushing their teeth. So I said, it's a practice that you have to get into. And that's what we're doing. We're practicing. So coming over here in the waters that is so calm and so choppy, these waters that we recognize is Ma'okioki, choppy, and Malinolino. These are names that's tied to who I am. These are our ancestors. And then we have these beautiful Opua clouds. These Opua clouds are the billowy clouds. And we call them Opua because they're so fluffy. But they are also our ancestors. And then the wind that blows them is called Eka. Here in Kona, we have the Eka winds. And the Eka wind blows from the ocean and blows all these clouds up to the bosom of Hualalai. And these clouds provide a beautiful lane. I said, and that's who I am. All that I share in my chant is who I am. So I'm so happy to be here with all of you. I asked the question about purpose and responsibility because the word that comes to mind is kuleana. And kuleana is something that is very, very meaningful. And in the dictionary, if you go to a dictionary that was gathered by Tutu Mary Kavena Pukui, an elder from Ka'u, and she decided to go out and gather all these very wise words and descriptions of certain Hawaiian words. And then she put them all together, and we have this beautiful Hawaiian dictionary. And so the dictionary is helpful because these are translations from the old people. And that's what we want. because we also have three other dictionaries. And these dictionaries are called Mamakakayao. And the Mamakakayao will share with you new words. An example. Okay, so we have um, the television. Yeah. So the television, the new word is kiwi. Kiwi. That's the new word. Kiwi translate TV. That's the new word. Okay. So, and I'm trying to weave this into purpose and responsibility if you're following me. The old word of the old people, if you ever watched the first Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory, if you've watched that, you've seen the cowboy. And what he wanted to do is he wanted to be a movie star. So there was this huge camera. He went, pressed the button, took his picture. He was floating all up in the air. And then he gathered all himself and he showed up in a little box. That is what this TV is in old Hawaii. It is a pahu, the box, pahu that he ended up in. So pahu, ho'olele. Ho'olele is to jump. Ki'i is his image that was jumping all over in the sky. And that's what TV or television means. Pahu, ho'olele, ki'i. So exactly what happened at Willy Wonka, the chocolate factory, that's the old word of what television is. And the reason is, and this is what I'm talking about purpose. Purpose of the Hawaiian language is to try and get our kids, yeah, the kids, to look towards the elders. And the elders are the ones that held all of this ike, this knowledge. We provide the new knowledge, which is a responsibility. It's just a lesson because the kids need to know that a TV is called kiwi. But the purpose of the word is pahu ho'oleleki'i, to see the image of the box and this ki'i that is flying all around, and then it gathers itself right into the box. And that is the purpose. The purpose is to try and get to the depths of the words. And this is what we're looking at purpose and responsibility, finding that depths. So in the word kuleana, I was given the task to teach what kuleana is up in a high school or a charter school up in Waimea. And I would hear all these teachers say, hey, mala mako kuleana, put your slippers over there. Hey, mala mako kuleana, take care of your responsibility. Put your bags over there. And I said, that's not their kuleana. That's a lesson. A lesson is to put your slippers, line them up, because what it really helps you with in life is to be very organized. And if you're organized, the olelo no ia is ma'e keola ho ola ia. If you are very clean, healing will occur. But if you so kapulu is so messy, there is absolutely no healing that's going to happen. So the lesson is to make sure that everything is in line, the bag is in place, then you will see and feel the ho'ola. The ho'ola is the healing. And so I just tried that with my hula class, eighth graders. I was, whose bag is over there with the slippers right next to it? The young boy just kind of cringed. He was like, oh my gosh, Kumu, that's mine. That is how I want all your bags and your slippers to look when you get into this class. He came back, he goes, oh, Kumu, I thought I was going to get scoldings. I goes, no. Hula is life. And hula is the breath. Hula is tied to the chanting. Hula is tied to the stories. Hula is tied to genealogy. Hula is life. That's what's so important about purpose and responsibility. If they got what their responsibility was to make sure that their slippers is together, their bag is on their slippers, then they found their purpose, and their purpose is greater than their responsibility. And that's what this whole kuleana. So going back to my school up there in Waimea, so I started to help them to understand what their kuleana is. And the kuleana in our purpose, we have to really understand what is the kuleana of our people. Yeah, our people. So I was told by my grandmother that my family that lived here in Kona, they were the food tasters for the ali'i. So I'm like, food tasters. Well, I'm not going to be any skinnier then because now my job is to taste the food of the ali'i before I serve the ali'i. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I have to try and figure this out. So I'm still trying to figure out what this food tasters of this ali'i was. And so when we look into the deeper purpose of it, the only ones that could be next to the ali'i were ali'i. So they were a lower class or ali'i. Or they were priests, which are the kahuna. And these are the two that was very close to the high ali'i. So I'm like, wow, that's amazing. My purpose of life is to begin to serve. And so now I have to build my responsibility. And my responsibility now is to find out what is her name, what is her purpose, why was she, and I'm talking about Hualalai, why is she so important to this beautiful Kona? Because in the north end of Kona, it was referred to as Ahu Alono. Ahu Alono means the temple of peace. And I reside in Ahu Alono. So my responsibility is to understand everything of Ahu Alono so that the purpose is to guide those that seek peace in the North Kona section. Because over here in the South section, we have Kapalilua, I shared with you, two cliffs. And when we look at two cliffs, we're battling either one cliff or the other cliff. And so many things have occurred in the South Kona district, many, which is significant, which is totally different than North Kona. And today, we know that North and South Kona are two different people. It's amazing. And this is really important to understand. So when we look at purpose and we look at responsibility, I am happy to be able to influence a lot of our South Kona children to allow them to see and feel what their purpose is. And their purpose, which I'm hoping, is to truly serve their elders because they're not connected to their elders. And that is sad. But it's not because of their choice. And this is where it's important to help them to use certain techniques like chanting, like the simple words Nanakamaka. Nanakamaka is to look the eyes. Yeah. But then our kupuna would say, how does a blind person live? So I remind my kids often in my class, how does a blind person live? And slowly they start telling me, oh, they use their touch. Oh, all right, that's good. What else? Oh, they listen. Oh, okay. So then they come up and they say, Kumu, you have to use all your senses. I goes, yes. So Nana Kamaka, when you look at it, the deeper purpose of it is to use all of your senses, all of your senses. And this is where today's reading ties right into it. This is the light that was read, that we have to figure out what it is. Yeah. If the word is saying nanakamaka and you're blind, you have to use all your senses. So even if you can see, you have to use all your senses. Because to do that, you will see the seen and the unseen only if you open up. If you don't, then you're blocked. But nanakamaka is to see the seen and the unseen. Second part of it is ho'olohe kapepeao, the ear listens. Then I ask you again, how does a deaf person live? Again, my kids tell me, Kumu, you use all your senses. And he goes, exactly. You use all your senses when you're listening. Yeah. Because if you use all your senses, you will know. You will know how to make it all happen. And this is where we are fortunate to see the miracle of today. We have to use our senses. And this is throughout our community. And Hawaiian people know that when we nanakamaka, we're not only looking with our eyes, we're checking out everything. We're checking how you stand, we're checking how you feel, we're checking it all out. Because then we decide whether we're going to engage or disengage. And if we disengage, there's no problem because we didn't have a confrontation. And if we engage, lucky you, because then we'll tell you what you did wrong. And this is what nanakamaka, ho'olohe kapepeao is all about. We have to observe everything. Yeah. Our kupuna said to us, don't go over there. But our friends, yeah, that's not Hawaiian. They goes, come on, why your kupuna said that? Let's go. Oh no. My tutu said, no, I cannot go there. Come on, you can. No, I cannot go. Then the person is so convinced, he goes. Already, Tutu already knows that he went. First thing comes back, she tells him, why did you go? And of course he's like, how you know that? How you know I went? And she knows. And this is what ho'oloheka pepeao means. We're not only listening, we have to really acknowledge what's going on. And these are the gifts that I want to give to my students. That when you go out throughout this whole situation, especially on the playground, because they all come to me, oh, Kumu, you know this teacher just drives me nuts. And I goes, oh, really? And what did you do in his class? Oh, Kumu, I didn't tell you that. No. I told you, nanakamaka, you observe. And if you're not doing your part, then this teacher is doing his part. And you're not meaning it. Oh, Kumu, why you have to be like that for? And I said, because in the greater world, you're not able to do that. I said, so I'm preparing you for the greater world. Be prepared. So then it says, pa'akawaha. The Olelo Nu'iel says, pa'akawaha. Pa'akawaha is to shut your mouth. And I tell my kids all that, always shut your mouth. And so I walk around school and say, shut up. And everybody say, how is he telling them that? It's because the Ololo Nu'iel, the wise word is saying, Nana kamaka, look with your eyes. Ho'olohika pepeao, listen with your ears. Pa'akawaha, shut your mouth. And I explained to them that if you're talking too much, you cannot hear. You cannot. Because you're convincing yourself that you are doing what the higher power is wanting you to do. But if you cannot shut up and hear what is being guided, then you are not doing it. So they said, oh boy, Kumu. And I said, no, it's also to shut those that are telling you you will never succeed, you're ugly, you're fat, and you are a loser. This Olelo no Iya is saying to shut them out so that you are able to hear the true and one voice. Then I tell them, and who's this voice? You, Kumu. Oh, no, it's not me. And they said, well, Kumu, who is it? I said, your own self. Because you judge yourself harsher than anyone else. I said, but if you ho'olohe, you listen, you will hear. You will hear what you need to do. Then the last part of this Olelo no Iya says, Hana Kalima. Hana Kalima is to work with your hands. Work, it means to live. Live these practices. Knowing your purpose, live it. This is what Kuleana is all about. Live this purpose. How? Observe. Nanakamaka, always observe. Ho'olohekapepeao, acknowledge what you observe, which is if you see gray skies, more than likely it's going to storm. So don't walk out without an umbrella. Have an umbrella or prepare to walk in the rain, which I love. That's why I don't bring umbrellas. But I have to carry an umbrella for my little niece because she's an uncle. So I carry an umbrella. But me, I don't like umbrellas. I love the rain. I call and talk to the rain whenever I can. And I always give them my address. I give the rain my address. People don't like the rain over there. You come to my house. And so I have lots of rain at my house. Yeah. So, ho'olohe kapepiao, nana kamaka, pa'akawaha, silence yourself, hanakalima, live these practices. And this is what kuleana is all about. Knowing your purpose and knowing what your responsibility is. And the last that I put in is aloha ki aloha. Always have compassion. Compassion in everything that you do. When you observe, observe with compassion. When you acknowledge with compassion. When you try to understand what is going on, this is pa'akawaha, shut your mouth. Because if you shut your mouth, you can understand with compassion. Understand with compassion. Hanakalima is to live it. Live with compassion. And this is truly what Kuleana, all wrapped into this Olelo no Eyel, this very wise words that was collected by Tutu Kavena Pukui, a kupuna from Ka'u. I used the song Ikona as our opening because we are all Malihini. We are all Malihini. So a Hawaiian friend of mine in the school says, oh yeah, I got Ka'u. What is Ka'u? And I said, listen, Ka'u is where the first group of Hawaiians, we have the Society of Ka'u people. This is where it started, in Ka'u. There's a second society of people, and this is up in Kohala. So we have two groups of people that visited this beautiful district of Kona, Malihini. Even if we're Hawaiians, we still Malihini because we're from Ka'u or we're from Kohala. When we come to Kona, we are Malihini. Hence the beautiful song that was written. Malihini Mako, we are Malihini. We are newcomers to this beautiful place of Kona. So understanding our kuleana is to give honor to those before us. That's what's important. Knowing their songs, knowing their stories, knowing these beautiful wise words, that's what kuleana should be. Yeah. And this is what I hope to leave today for all of us to decide what is my kuleana? What is my purpose? Then what is my responsibility? Allow the islands, as it was shared today, that the islands helps to change us. If we change the islands, then we let go a lot of what has already been here. And what's been here has been long history. It's just not documented as much as those big, great, grand countries that has lots of documentation. Our documentation in Hawaii is all oral, and it's all written in our chants. But you think we're going to put our oral traditions up against all of this Western? No way. We're not sharing with you nothing, right? So we have all these old documentation. They're all in our stories, and they're all amongst these beautiful sites of Hawaii. We can go to them and they can tell us every single piece if we open up, if we allow ourselves to be able to observe Nanakamaka, check it out, Ho'oloheka pepe'au, acknowledge what we hear, what we see, what we feel. Most importantly, shut your mouth. Be able to hear the true voice. Once we get that, we begin to live. And as we live, we begin to move forward with compassion. So again, mahalo nui, everyone. Any questions? Do we have questions? Yes?
One or two?
One or two questions. Okay. Limit your question.
And Kumu, either you paraphrase it or let the person, or I'll take the
Okay.
microphone to the
Yeah.
person.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Which do you prefer?
Take the mic.
Okay.
No questions?
One or two
Oh,
questions.
that's
Look inside
great.
your,
Let's do a
your
chat.
heart. Okay. Who is it? Oh, could, here you go.
Mahalo Kumu. I just have one question because I was doing the Western thing of writing it down, which is to me helpful. Because then I put it under my pillow and then absorb it. Watch with your eyes, listen with your ears, shut your mouth. Hanakalima, work with your hands, live your. But what was the fifth one? Was there the fifth one?
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. With compassion. Do
Oh, yeah.
everything with compassion.
Yeah. Aloha. Ke aloha.
Ke aloha.
Okay. Mahalo nui.
Aye.
Aye.
Is there one more? Okay.
Good. E akahai e nā Hawaii, e lo kahi ka mana kahi kolu, oia I o kou kulani. E haa I ke alo, o ke akua, e aho nui e. O ke aloha ka mea I hola ai. O ke aloha ka mea I hola ai. O ke aloha ka mea I hola ai. E akahai e nā Hawaii, e lo kahi ka mana kahi holu, oia I o kou kulani. E haa I ke alo, o ke akua, e aho nui e. O ke aloha ka mea I hola ai. O ke aloha ka ihola ai, o Kealoha kamea, ihola ai.
Thank you, everyone. May you be blessed by your giving as New Thought is blessed by the receiving of your contributions and your beautiful energies. And I love Walalai even more than I did before. Kumu, do you ever go to like libraries and study old maps?
Yes, I have it. I have the maps over here.
Ah,
I think the oldest map that I got is um 1903, I think, on this old map.
wow. Yeah.
But there's one that I saw, it was 1848. That was the Great Mahela.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to get my hands on that one.
I feel like, there's lots of, it's kind of like mining for gold.
Yep.
That there's deep knowledge.
Mhm.
It's just, I guess, for us to try to be worthy of it.
Yep, because we have Haliki'i, we have Kana'ue'ue, we have Hokukano, and these were all ali'i, all in this area.
Well, let's see. What does the paper say I'm supposed to do next?
Announcements.
Okay, but it says Kumu first.
Oh.
So, Kumu, what do you have coming up that is accessible to people here that want to become like your groupies?
Well, we have every month, the last Tuesday of every month, we have Talk Story down at the Outrigger. They're at Bayview Lawn. We have some chairs that is set up, but you can bring your own chairs, and it starts at 5:00. We have Talk Story. I think last month we have Chuck Leslie Kupuna from Honau Now. He came, and then this month was the 28th.